The first filter we're going to go over in today's snipe filter video is the small forward dark matter Pacers filter. This is basically the Jonathan Bender hard scope filter, one of the best filters in the game today, especially it keeps going up in price, man. What you want to do is set your position to small forward, set your color to dark matter, and put your team to the Pacers, man. You're going to scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Jonathan Bender on your console, man. He's going for about 13,500 MT, which is absolutely crazy right now. You want to go ahead and bring your maximum buyout down to about 11,000, man. Monitor the price though. You can also see Invincible Danny Granger on this filter if he pops up for cheap enough, man. So you can work a scroll if you want to, but his price is changing so much. So many are being posted. It's hard to work a scroll right now. I would just do 11K buyout and snipe anybody that pops up, man. You basically want to do like 3,000 or 4,000 MT, or like 2,000 to 3,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one on this filter. Put your max buyout 2 or 3K cheaper than the cheapest one and snipe anything that pops up, man. Before we get into the rest of the snipe filters, for the most reliable and cheapest 2k23 MT, hit up my sponsor at NBA2King.com and use code GRINDS for 5% off. The next filter we're going to go over is the Invincible Cavaliers filter, man. What you want to do is set your theme to Invincible, put your team to the Cavs, man, and you're going to raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Ricky Davis on your console, man. I strongly suggest you scroll on the cheapest Ricky Davis on this filter, man. Go ahead and grab Ricky Davis if he pops up for about 7,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one, man. So if he pops up in like the 32,000 MT range, go ahead and grab him, man. If anybody else pops up on this filter, it is a snipe, so grab him as quick as possible, man. You can see Invincible LeBron, who still goes for over 100K, and Big Z on Invincible on this filter, who just dropped today. It's a great filter to work, man. Another great filter which is very similar is the Invincible Lakers filter. This one might even be better. However, most of the cards, I mean, they're in the pack still, but they're not the ones from today's drop, if that makes sense, man. Next filter is the Invincible Lakers. Set your theme to Invincible, put your team to the Lakers, and again, you're gonna scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Kyle Kuzma on your console, man, who did rise up in price. He's going for about 40,000 MT right now. Again, strongly recommend you scroll on the cheapest Kyle Kuzma, man. Just keep refreshing with the cheapest one up. Again, grab him for about 7,000 MT and below. You can maybe do 8 if you want, 32 range as well, man. I'd probably grab him 33 and a half, man. Resell for profit. And if anybody else pops up, you want to go ahead and grab them. There's a lot of cards you can see on this filter, man. Magic, AD, Kobe, Shaq. I mean, it's a great filter. Lamar, everybody is a snipe at 40K besides Kyle Kuzma, so grab him for 8K or below. And if anybody else pops up, man, grab him as quick as possible. The next filter we're going to go over is the Invincible cheapest filter, man. This filter is going to be great for a while still, man. What you want to do is set your theme to Invincible. You're going to raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Invincible on your console, which on Xbox are going for about 21,000 MT. You can pretty much get them to sell for pretty darn quickly, man. What I suggest again is you scroll on the cheapest one, man. Obviously there's a ton of Invincibles that are more expensive that you can snipe, so just put your maximum buyout up so you have the cheapest one up. Grab anybody you know for sure is a snipe at 20K, man. Like any of the cards we went over, Kyle Kuzma goes for 40, etc, man. Grab anybody you're not certain if they're more expensive or not. Grab them for about 15,000 and below, man. About 5,000-6,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one, so you know you're making profit guaranteed, man. But if you know they are more expensive, man, say they go for more than 35K, go ahead and pick them up if they pop up on the scroll, man. Great filter. A great budget filter for you guys is the Nikola Jokic dark matter filter, man. This filter we haven't gone over in a minute, man. There's a lot of Nikolas you can snipe on here now, man. Set your name to Nikola Jokic, put your color to dark matter. You're gonna raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest out of, no, bro. I got the one that's a horrible snipe, man. That's crazy. Find the cheapest Jokic on your console. It's going for about 13,000 MT on Xbox, man. You're gonna go ahead and scroll, was what I strongly suggest, man. You can pick up any other Jokic, hero Jokic, playoff Jokic is even going for like 20K. He might take a while to sell though, so if you're limited on MT, you might want to only pick up playoff Jokic up for about 4,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one as well. There's the one that just got the snipe for 7.5K, man. Me, bro. You want to go ahead and scroll with this, man. If Hero Jokic pops up or Endgame Jokic, obviously buy it as quick as possible, and then buy the out of position Jokic and the playoff Jokic if you want for about 4,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one. Great budget filter, man. I have been waiting and waiting for in-game Yao to drop, so this filter gets even better, man. The next filter we're gonna go over is the Yao Ming Dark Matter, cheapest filter, man. Set your name to Yao Ming, put your color to Dark Matter. You're gonna raise your maximum bout up until you find the cheapest Titans Yao Ming, man. He is, other Yao is in the pack, several hero Yao, obviously. So you want to scroll on the cheapest Yao Ming, man. If the hero Yao Ming pops up, buy it. If the endgame Yao Ming somehow pops up, buy it, man. And then grab this Titans Yao Ming for about, 5,000-6,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one. So I grab them for about 24k and below, and then resell for profit, man. This is going to be a great filter today, just like last week. Bobo filter went crazy, man. Bobo cheapest filter was phenomenal. Great filter. You got to work it if you have like in the 50k range, man. Hop on this filter for sure, man. The next filter we're gonna go over is the Victor Wemby filter, man. I'm hoping so much. They have got to fix the end game will not pop up when you have your name set to Victor, bro, which is such an L, man. 2k, please fix this, man. Gotta be able to search for his name, bro. But it's still a good filter. Sadly, neither the next or the Invincible Wemby are in today's packs, but still people are gonna pull the end game and throw up their old one, and they might throw it up for too cheap, man. I still think this is gonna be a great filter. What you want to do is set your name to Victor Wembanyama, put your color to Dark Matter. You're gonna raise your maximum bout up until you find the cheapest next Victor on your console, man. Filter gets literally 5 times better if they do fixed endgame Victor popping up by his name. But you want to scroll on the cheapest next Victor, man. Obviously grab the Invincible if it pops up for any price point on the scroll. If they fix the name, grab the end game if they pop up for any price point on the scroll. I'm thinking / hoping they're gonna fix the name. They did it a couple weeks ago for some other card, I can't remember. But you want to grab the next Victor for about 10,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one. Grab it for about 65k and below and resell for profit. And then obviously you can actually even do 12k, maybe grab for like 63k and below and resell for profit. Then obviously if the Invincible or the endgame pops up, grab it, bro, and you're making tons of profit. All right, now we do need to go over some endgame filters because endgames are finally buyouts, man. I saw the bots turn off on Wednesday when I was doing the member only stream. I told you guys the endgame bots were off. We were gonna have buyout endgames this Friday. We actually started getting them yesterday, man. First filter you want to work is the center endgame filter, man. Set your position to center, put your theme to endgame. You're gonna put your minimum bout to 500, man, and just keep refreshing. This is if you don't want to enable any of the dark matters, man. David Robinson is weird on Xbox, man. I just watched one go for 140 just now, like literally 30 seconds ago, and then like 10 minutes ago I watched one go for 107. So most of the times he is a snipe. If you don't want to risk it, if you're really low on MT, maybe skip David Robinson and snipe anybody else that pops up, man. Wilt would be the next cheapest, sells for about 180 plus on Xbox, man. Just keep refreshing on here. You can snipe anyone that pops up. If you want to risk it on David Robinson, man, I think it is worth the risk. But if you're literally just sitting at 100k like me, I'll probably pass on David Robinson, man. Great non-enabled endgame filter. The next filter we're gonna go over, like we said, is the endgame Southwest division filter, man. Set your theme to endgame, put your division to Southwest, and put your minimum bout to 500, man, and just keep refreshing. There are some cards you want to avoid on here. David Robinson is on this filter as well, so snipe him if you want. Do not snipe Tim Duncan, man. He is definitely not a snipe. Luka, clearly you don't want to snipe him either. I've seen him sell for profit. You want to grab Dirk, you want to grab Victor. Obviously Yao Ming is on here. This is a great option, man. You just have some cards you need to avoid, and sometimes you will be needing to scroll through Tim Duncan. He does pop up a lot, and then he'll sit there for like 5 minutes, man. So enable him if you want. If you cannot afford to enable anybody and you still want to snipe Victor, man, put your color, your theme to endgame and your team to the Spurs, and just maybe avoid David Robinson or pick up David Robinson. David Robinson and Wemby you can see on the Spurs endgame filter, man. Great options though. And of course, now that we have buyout endgames, we do need to go over the endgame cheapest filter, man. Set your theme to endgame. You're gonna raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest endgame on your console. It's going to be J.R. Smith. I strongly suggest that you scroll on the cheapest J.R. Smith, man, so that way you have the best chance to see any cards that pop up. You want to grab J.R. Smith and the cheap buyout endgames for about 70,000 MT and below. Grab them for about 12,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one, so that way you're for sure making profit, man. If anybody pops up that you know is a bid, man, buy him as quick as possible, man. And even if you have to, like, even you can grab Tim Duncan and stuff because he sells for 100k and you still make like 5k profit. So scroll on the cheapest one, grab the really cheap ones for about 12,000 MT cheaper for around 70,000 depending on your console. I don't know what the cheapest is on PlayStation. This hopefully will be a good filter. And the last filter we're gonna go over is the endgame enabled filter, man. On Xbox, you need to buy Dwayne Wade, Paolo, J.R. Smith, and that is it, man. Tim Duncan you can buy as well if you want. You do not need a scroll or anything on Xbox. I believe on PlayStation you do. I don't have a scroll for you. Maybe try like a Jimmy Butler scroll or something. On Xbox, you buy those cards, send them to your collections. If you have any expensive card in your collection that you do want to snipe, you need to send them to your auctions anytime you snipe. Then you head back over to your auctions, put your theme to endgame, put your minimum buyout to 500, and turn on enabled, man, and you are good to go. I have Tim Duncan sitting in my auction outcomes right now, just in case he pops up for really cheap. I still want to be able to snipe him, and he does not pop up that frequently, man. So endgame enabled is going to be a really good filter today. Spend some time on it if you can't afford it. It does cost about 400k to enable on Xbox and probably like 700k on PlayStation, and there's a lot more buyouts on PlayStation. So that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. Smash that like button for me if you did. If you guys want to see the best snipes of the week that you guys entered, man, that I dropped on Wednesday, click the video that's popping up on screen. J Grinds out.